Does yours go to the left too? Welcome to my life. Wow. That's ridiculous. I am enjoying this game. It's a good first person I haven't encountered yet, and I like cowboys in space. I also want to beat people with a shock baton. They give me... If you watch Farscape... Primal bitch! Have you gotten really good with the space vats?
That's the last of them.
Space vats, the TTDs, the time thing. No, I've had to use it a couple times. No, you don't. You don't understand. You think you understand, but you know nothing. The harder they fall. I don't even know what I did to get that, but... Yeah, I got the harder they fall achievement. Or trophy. Huh. I killed the dog. Nice. Gotta save continuously. Just in case and when my console turns off. Marauder Thug. They keep sending, because they send text messages saying we're turning it off on October 26th. Sometime. They said early afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. Like usually at 1. They should have turned it off at like 1. Well, they also got it. They also did it so everyone would buy some gas for the generators. Ain't looking out for shit. Well, someone else has taken over PG&E in the last like month. I don't know. There might be. Who knows?
Move along, stranger. You don't want any trouble.
I do.
I don't know you.
No, I
Whatever
want
you're
trouble.
looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another. You want to try standing outside in the heat, keeping your sights open for the next marauder raid? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor.
I love gallows humor, though.
I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check a room,
how
but
close
I
do you
got
would be
yelled at
before
for
they hear your
snooping
footsteps?
once already.
Or your armor, I guess.
Little ways ago.
How loud they
She
hear
was
it? How
always
far?
obsessing over serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about.
How far?
What is it?
They can hear your gun.
Over in the hothouse, tending crop.
Depends. Are you trying to be stealthy here? Are you just trying to kill him? Crit.
If you're hungry, Stephanie's got supplies.
Nice. Zoe!
If you're hungry, there's meat
there's no
to
one
eat
else.
on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and
Right.
I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout.
Yeah, I put a bigger mod
Thomas
on my
speaks of you often.
assault
Are you
rifle.
staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it
Just
in
a regular
amongst the
assault rifle.
tomb, but it's been cleaned. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
Yeah, I don't really like Reed.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
What do you mean, wrong path? Yo, you shut it down? You kept him at his job? But I was just, whoops. I was just going to, well, I meant to look in the can, not steal from the can. But thankfully she didn't see me.
Okay, keep it quiet.
I just talked to the old lady, and she's like, well, you can divert power here, and then they will die, and then they will come here. There's a third way? I'll have to figure that out because of... Why?
Anything else I can do for you? I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are. My dear, we are all visitors in a momentary universe. Our lives flicker in and out like the guttering of a flame. Here now, then gone. Me and mine are just carrying on as best we can, trying to live our lives in a way that does not feel wasted. A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life. Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that. That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited roll of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. I could not possibly care less if he does. But you're sure? I'm listening. That's not strange at all, dear. Few of us truly know where we are. The world can... But we must remember that... This is the old botanical lab in Emerald Vale, on Terra 2. By the look on your face, are you not feeling well?
I was kidnapped by a crazy scientist and shot into space, but thanks for asking.
Are you talking about an escape pod? Where did you... Is that a new settlement of some kind? I haven't kept news from outside the Vale. Oh, you're talking about that old piece of folklore. Now I'm convinced you're delirious. You really ought to lay your head down, dear. Babbling only agitates the humors. You ought to try some of my purgative tea. Won't cure what ails you, but it will distract you for a spell. Maybe I do. I don't know yet. Growing up, I heard my folks talking about the Hope. Always believed it was just a story we told ourselves to keep our spirits up. Listen, don't you worry about what I think. That's not important. Worry about what the board thinks of you going around talking about lost ships from decades past. You carry on about coming here from another world, and people will talk. Talk leads to questions. Ask enough questions, and the board comes answering. No, but the board may have reason to fear you. I'm listening.
Okay, so I got her to mention that she doesn't want to leave. So I guess I should go to What's-His-Face and talk to him and see if I can convince him to leave. Divert power? I did not divert any power. I talked to her. She said she would not go. And she wouldn't, just because of Reed. I only talked to the old woman. And that one woman who gave at the door who gave me a quest. But I like that the botanical lab is an outside thing. I don't really... Edgewater looks like a piece of shit. Well, I'll figure it out.
Hey, that's against regulation! What do you think you're doing?
Lie. Nothing at all. Leave conversation. Whatever I want, just leaving. Bribe? Nothing at all. Should I lie, intimidate, or persuade? I'll lie.
Carry on.
He said carry on. You're right, I wasn't doing anything. I accidentally stole a poster. My deserter reputation decreased. Because I'm an idiot. I did it with the door open and some dude outside just turned around and was like, hey, you can't do that. Should have attacked. Everything is steel in here. I just have to should just crouch. You know, I probably should have read those, but... It's a lot of marauders.
Not a peep for me. I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Just can't see you? That's great.
handle this. We made it.
Beautiful.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
Damn me.
I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, it must be my natural charisma. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account. I'd heard some outlaws. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Alright. Yeah.
Oh, clever.
That's great.
Get ready. I'll fix you right up.
Wow. Well, I just took out a nest of primals. I still have not turned off the power yet. I want to say my cat is in here. She should be in that box right there. I have to check. Oh, okay, there she is. Sitting in the windowsill in the back. I just look back and I see her staring at me like, the fuck you doing? The fuck you doing on the floor, dumbass? She's always making fun of me. I was already here.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
I have one pristine headwear. Yeah, the one with the... Yeah. They're worth more to traders. Yeah. Science? Nice. That's great.
to poke around in here?
Hmm. I don't know, is he? Are you? Mine has an electric cannon. It's really nice. I can take out a lot of enemies with it. See you later, everybody.